Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
I guess that's my cue. Everyone all set, cocked, locked, blissed, B-L-I-S-S-E-D, as Mike Parsons wants me to make sure that I say blissed rather than blitzed, meaning had too much alcohol. No, blissed.
There's a difference.
Yeah, this bliss works. Dr. Shealy, are you B-L-I-S-S-E-D, blissed?
Yes. Always.
No. Dr. Shealy, we've got a toll-free line if any of our class would like to call in, 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. And if you would like more information about Dr. Norman Shealy, he's with us on Wednesday, every Wednesday. You can go to USAPrepares.com and click on the instructors tab, and it'll take you right to his link. And you can sign up for his free newsletter, the same one that I get multiple times per week. Dr. Shealy, John is engineering the broadcast in Minnesota at Genesis Communications Network. Thank you so much, John. You know, before the broadcast, John and I were talking for just a couple seconds, and I mentioned Volkswagen. And to me, this is quite upsetting. And what has happened with Volkswagen is they lied and they cheated and they stole from their customers. What they did was they engineered a system whereby during the emission tests, the full emission system would be engaged on these Volkswagen engines, mostly diesel engines, but it looks like gas engines are involved also. And so the full emission complement would be engaged and the emissions would test very low. And after the test, it's back to running normally without full emissions. And the emission, the pollutants would be emitted about up to 40 times what they were during the test. So Volkswagen lied to their customers, about 11 million customers. And here's my reaction to this, and I'd love to hear yours, Dr. Shealy, because you have a vehicle that was manufactured under a different label, or a marquee, but it's still from the corporate umbrella of Volkswagen. So, what happened, in my opinion, is Volkswagen is challenged with these EPA regulations, and so they have to meet them, and so all of a sudden they're able to meet them. And how is it possible that the vice president of engineering did not know? How is that possible that he did not know?
No.
Right?
Not possible.
And so we have the vice president of engineering going, this is my mind kind of thinking in a little bit of humor. Okay, well, that's great, guys. I'm so glad you guys invented anti-gravity because, we didn't know how to make these things work, but you guys obviously did it. Don't tell me how you did it, okay? So literally that would never happen. And so how about the vice president of sales? So he's trying to sell cars in the United States, and he's concerned about emissions, and he says, don't tell me how you guys did it because, I'm not capable of understanding engineering. And then the vice president of software, the guy who is in charge of all these programmers who write the programs for the the electronic modules, the computer modules, the body control module, the security module, the engine control module, the transmission control module, all these computers. So he doesn't want to know either. So now, and of course the CEO doesn't want to know. And so what happens is the board of directors is lied to. Right? So they're lied to. And now the board is saddled with this. They're saddled with, all right, so we lied to our customers. Our stock has gone down on the Frankfurt Exchange about 1/3, 32% in 2 days. So the stock has devalued. They've lost billions in value. And now the board is looking at the CEO saying, are you kidding? This is like the greatest catastrophe that could happen to us. The only thing worse is that we'd have to buy back all these vehicles at the original sale price plus tax, plus all the other costs associated with selling these new vehicles. That'd be the worst thing that could happen. And that could happen, because I recommend that the United States government forces Volkswagen to buy back all of these vehicles at full retail price from all of their customers. And get them out of this country. That would stop this nonsense. That would stop, in my opinion, the drug mafia from lying, cheating, and stealing to us. So this is a great example of lying at a huge scale. I'm trying to think of a lie that could be bigger than this. And one of them, and I'm not saying this is a lie, but if Jesus Christ were a fraud, that would be a bigger lie. But I can't think of one that would be bigger than what Volkswagen has done.
Actually, I can.
Okay.
It's the Federal Reserve.
Well, okay, you're right. You're right.
Everything they've done for the last 100 years.
You are absolutely right.
Sorry, but
So, that's just a great exclamation point, Dr. Shealy, on what is going on. So these lies are fantastic. We've got the moon landing lie, we've got the pharmaca mafia lies, we've got Volkswagen lying. So as you look at just the Volkswagen case, the board of directors can say, all right, so the CEO, you're fired. Head of engineering, you're fired. Sales, fired. Software development, fired. Operations, fired. Distribution, fired. You guys are all in on it, you're all fired. And then the board says, well, wait a minute. We don't have enough talent left now that we fired all those guys. So now we're going to be out of business. So we can't fire those guys. Let's bring them back. So who are we going to fire? Well, the janitor. It's his fault. Dr. Shealy, here's what I'm trying to draw or point some dots, draw some dots on a page. There are so many lies that we are surrounded. And our confidence level, I mean, we're looking at Donald Trump as a savior because the other guys are all in the system, right? Donald Trump and Ben Carson are not in the system, so we're looking at those guys saying, wow, here's a breath of fresh air. Here's a guy who's willing to, say what he thinks. These other guys are bought and paid for and corrupt, and it'll be business as usual if the other politicians, ascend to be the CEO of America. So here we have Volkswagen as a small example of a problem, but I think it's rampant, it's systemic, it's ubiquitous, it seems to be like everywhere. What do you think, Dr. Shealy?
Well, I think that it is, to a greater or lesser extent, everybody trying to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. In other words, the Committee of 300 has infected the world with lies, lies, lies. And it starts, of course, always at the top. But it doesn't matter where it starts. What matters is who is going to end it. The time has come, the walrus said.
Very, very good point. I know a guy who was involved in Wall Street. He was involved in junk bonds. I had absolutely no respect for him. And what they were doing is his little group was making a fortune, but on the backs of the little people through deception. And that's what this is. This is deception. This is like our daughter going to Home Depot, buying a product that doesn't do what it is sold to do, so she brings it right back, and they say, well, we're not going to give you your money back. We're just going to give you a gift card. So we still have your funds. You're just going to have to figure out something to spend them on so we can...
Some other piece of junk you can buy.
Yeah. And so I was telling that story to the meetup group, and I said, well, here's the way to get revenge. What you do, and your money back, revenge and your money back for these companies that rip you off. What you do is if you buy them on a credit card, you try to work it out with the merchant, like Home Depot. Well, no, they won't give me my money back. So I left the product, and I have the sales receipt. And so what I really want them to do is I want them to give me my money back. So you go to your credit card bank, and you tell them, here's the problem, and you want to initiate a chargeback. So the credit card company credits your account and charges Home Depot. Plus, they charge them $25. Now, if we all start doing these things when we are ripped off, and those chargebacks at $25 keep adding up, then the company will start paying attention. And I believe that is the answer. So you call your credit card company, and here's an example. So Mrs. Finelli said to me, so what's this 81-cent charge on a credit card? And I said, I bought a cup of coffee at at one of those stop and rob places. And I was with John Moore and Mike Parsons, and so I just got a cup of coffee. And but they never gave it to me, and they said they couldn't make it, and the engineer behind the counter there didn't know how to make a cup of coffee, so he gave me my money back. So he said, but he didn't. So I said, would you call the bank? And I am not, even for 81 cents, I'm not going to allow this to stand. So she called the bank, and the bank said, oh, no problem. Credit card bank said, no problem. We just credited your 81 cents. You got it. It's done. Nothing else has to be done. And by the way, we just hit that stop and rob for a $25 fee. So I told that to the group. So if you're overcharged on these recurring fees, or Verizon does it, and just call your bank. And if enough of us do this, this will come to a grinding halt, because I'm sure that the manager of that stop and rob said, "Whoa, what are all these $25 charges? Whoa, you guys can't make coffee? You're out of here." I really think that's going to happen. So, Dr. Shealy, when we come back, I'd love to hear your thoughts on, Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi. Yeah, it's not that they build bad cars, just that they lie, cheat, and steal. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy, or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Did you know that select musical tones have the power to heal? By listening to 7 amazing songs that contain these tones, you can experience the power of music therapy.
I used to work in a pretty stressful atmosphere, but I started using the whole tones in the office, and I'm experiencing more focus, motivation, peace, and better relationships.
WholeTones99.com is a unique music therapy program featuring 7 secret ancient healing frequencies uncovered in the music of King David. Now you too can unlock the healing secrets of the Bible, as we are offering a free sample of this music so that you can discover their power to heal, relieve stress, and break negative cycles.
I use the tones to calm my 5, 3, and 2-year-olds to stop the fighting, and it works.
Now you can experience the healing music therapy in the comfort of your own home or office. Visit WholeTones99.com and get a free song. Visit WHOLETones99.com today for your free song. That's WholeTones99.com. WholeTones99.com.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water's vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's ALKAvision.com.
So in October of 1929, during the Great Depression, the crash, there was a Monday and a Tuesday, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 23% in 2 days. Volkswagen was able to do that and beat it. Not only 23%, but they were able to devalue their own stock by 32% in around 2 days. Dr. Shealy, what about you own a product manufactured by that conglomerate. What are your thoughts about the trust issue? Does it bother you?
Well, of course, but, Vince, during the break, I looked up General Motors fraud.
Yeah.
Chrysler fraud.
Right.
Toyota fraud. Every one of them, over the last few years, has been involved with some kind of serious fraud leading to death of people.
Mm-hmm.
Ford, interestingly, a manager at Ford has been involved in a fraud suit. Not quite sure how it goes all the way to the top of Ford, but a manager is, somewhere up there.
Yeah.
The point I guess I'm making is, I don't like it, but VW is just joining the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
All the bastards lie.
And that's the greater point, that there's nobody to call. So if you've had it with your GM car and you go to Ford, Ford had that Pinto fiasco where people were dying because Ford decided they weren't going to change a bolt, that if there were a rear end impact, this extra long bolt would pierce the fuel tank and the cars would catch on fire and people would burn to death. I mean, that was happening with the Ford Pinto. Right.
Yeah, I don't know one of them who hasn't been caught in fraud. So you look at Wall Street, I wouldn't trust any person speaking on behalf of any stock brokerage anywhere in the world. I wouldn't trust anyone in Congress. I wouldn't trust certainly the current person in the White House. The point is, we have reached a state where true dishonesty, criminal misbehavior, is the role model that those at top positions everywhere are presenting to the world?
You know, yesterday I was in the kitchen. I was thinking, I have an old truck, 2004. It's 11 years old. And it's a Chevrolet. And it's a farm truck. I bought it recently to, haul things around for the farm, pick up feed and so forth. Well, I looked up 2004 Chevrolet Silverado recall. It's unbelievable. Brakes, electrical system problems, the ignition problems. I mean, all kinds of problems. And some power steering problems. I mean, some of these problems are really, really serious. So what I recommend to the class is that you type in your make, year, and model of your car, recall, on a search engine and see what you find out. And you might want to contact your dealer to see if you can get them fixed. We talked at the meetup about the ignition switch problem that, Chevrolet covered up. Or General Motors covered up with some of its vehicles. And what it is I looked at what the cause was. And they have this ignition switch detent pin. Now, this is a piece of steel with a rounded end about the diameter of a pencil lead inside a number 2 wood pencil. It's about that diameter, about 1/4 of an inch long. Now, the fix is to make it 15% longer. So it's still less than 3/8 of an inch long. And that's all they had to do to fix this. No. Did they fix it? No. They covered it up as best they could until enough people died and the suits started flying. And then they had to say, geez, now we've got a recall. We've got to bring in these hundreds of thousands of vehicles and we have to fix them. So Chevrolet, Ford, I don't trust a single one of them. And the problem is, so if we're driving our vehicles down the road, if we are transporting ourselves down the road, we are surrounded by vehicles that are defective.
Yeah, if it's not ours, it's everybody else's.
Right. It's everybody else's and ours. And another pet peeve of mine is the distractions by the cell phones of the people who are behind the wheel of moving vehicles. And they're not paying attention to what their defective vehicle is doing.
As criminal as VW and the automakers and Congress.
There you go. Let's talk about that when we come back.
Okay, open your mouth and say, ah.
When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with the medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SAYAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com. The new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at PatriotNecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I'm the president of the largest private news and research network in the world. And I paid for this airtime because I have an important message to the American people. There's a change coming that the government isn't telling you about. This change has deep implications for life in America, from where you shop to the doctors you visit and the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. Thing is, I was right then, too. A few years ago, I warned that housing prices would collapse. They did. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash. They did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all.
You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
So, Dr. Shealy, I was traveling to the meetup on Monday, a couple days ago. And there was this, I was approaching this traffic light, and I saw this black Mercedes pulling up in the lane to my right. I thought, what an interesting car. So, as I looked over, we both came to the traffic light. There were just the two of us. And it was a red light. I looked over, and it was a Mercedes C300. Now, that's a little four-door Mercedes. By the way, the cars are getting expensive. This is a small Mercedes. And they start around $38,000, $39,000 with tax over $40,000. That's the base price. So if you want, a nice one, it's way more than that. But anyway, so I was looking at this driver who's looking down. And I realized I could see in my mirror that he was looking down as he was approaching the traffic light. So he really wasn't paying full attention to where his vehicle was going because he was looking down. And when he came to the stop, he was on his phone, looking down, texting. And when the light turned green, he was still looking down, going forward. Looking down, going forward. So he really wasn't paying attention. So then I came to the next traffic light, and I'm looking around, and it's like everywhere. He wasn't alone. So now what I've realized is and even going on 65, a highway in Springfield, Missouri, that's between 2 and 3 lanes wide, depending on where you're going, and sometimes even 4, there are other people behind the wheel of moving vehicles, and they're looking down. This is serious business. This is dangerous, Dr. Shealy.
It's criminal neglect. It is criminal neglect.
And one of the things that brought this to mind is our son was traveling back to the university on Sunday evening, and he was going through Springfield, Missouri. He stopped. Traffic stopped in front of him. He stopped. Traffic was proceeding forward. He's going forward, and a guy crashes into the back of him. Now, our son drives a large, full-size Dodge pickup truck that's a little taller than most pickup trucks because it's a 3/4-ton model. It's not like it's jacked up or anything by him. It comes from the factory that way. It's taller. It's white. It has lights, in the front and the back. This guy just crashed right into the back of him. And the guy was really upset. He was upset because he destroyed his own car. He damaged our son's car. And my question to our son was, obviously, how are you? How's the other guy? And did you beat him up?
Now, first of all, I, of course, don't text anytime, anywhere, under any circumstance, other than on my home laptop computer.
Uh-huh.
But...
and you're not traveling while you're doing that.
It's almost, it's as dangerous as being drunk.
Yeah. Here's a question. I guess it's a medical question, Dr. Shealy. There are times when I'm on the telephone and, I'll be talking to someone and I'm really not, and this can even be on, a landline, which is, what I do, a landline. And I can be in the kitchen. You've been in our kitchen. I've got a standard corded telephone with a coiled 25-foot cord attached to the handset. And when I talk on the phone, sometimes I pay. So, there are places I can go. I can go to the kitchen sink. I can go to the refrigerator. I can walk around the kitchen with this 25-foot cord. But the point is, I don't think that I am fully paying attention to everything around me when I'm on the telephone. I don't think it's possible. I don't think a person can pay full attention to many things at one time. I think you can divide your attention, but at 88 feet per second in a car traveling forward, 1 second is 88 feet. It's almost 100 feet.
Well, it's
so I'm not paying.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
And it is part, however, I believe it comes from the top. In other words, for the last 50-plus years, government at all levels has said, you are not responsible. You are not responsible for anything except paying taxes. And you don't even have to do that if you want to fake it. And that has come down from the top so that everybody in the country now has this, it's not my responsibility. I can do anything I want because everybody else is responsible except me. I really believe that's society.
I don't have any disagreement with that. I think you're absolutely right. I think it's when I was teaching in the 1990s, high school computer science, I would say to the students, I'll tell you what, I think it'd be kind of nice if I see you do something nice, I give you a +2 points just because you did something, nice, at my discretion. What do you think? And they said, well, that's really cool. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And I said, now that's +2. Now, if I see you do something that's not nice, I think I should be able to do that as well. What do you think? Well, okay. So now I've got +2 and -2 at my discretion. I can do that. and they agreed to it. The students agreed to it. And so if I saw a piece of paper on the floor, let's say the equivalent of a gum wrapper, that size. And I was standing next to a student, and we were talking about some activity in class, and I'd get distracted, and I'd look down, and I would be so transfixed on this piece of paper on the floor that I could not continue with anything other than focus my attention on that. And the student would always say the same thing. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And I'd say, well, I understand. You also didn't pick it up. -2. And you know, do you know there were no pieces of paper on the floor in our class?
Whoever put it on the floor, somebody would pick it up.
You bet. Nobody wanted to stand next to anything that shouldn't be there. And, you know, of course, I didn't just punish with the -2. I gave lots of +2s. But it's interesting how you're right. I didn't do it. It's not my fault. I wasn't even there. You know, that's kind of the attitude of a lot of us. And, you know, if I'm in a store and I see something about ready to fall off a shelf, I'll just stop, put it back on the shelf, keep going. And I'm sure the camera's like, oh, follow that guy. That guy, he looks like he stole something. He touched something and then he kept going. And it's not in his cart. So let's follow that guy around. But they're not used to us assuming responsibility. They're just, I think generally, it's just not done. And that's unacceptable. It really is. And just like carts in a parking lot where there's a slope to the parking lot, people may leave their carts uphill and they're going to go downhill. There's no question about it. It's just when. And they're going to slam into other cars and, well, who cares? It's, you know, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to leave the cart and I'm going to take off. And if it goes downhill by the wind, well, tough. It's unacceptable. Our behavior is becoming more unacceptable, and we need to stop that. And you're right, it comes from the top.
As you may know, I went to the Nemenha annual Great Council this past weekend. And interestingly, Joan Schrader gave over an hour lecture on the responsibility of a Nemenha, and basically she gave an entire hour talking about personal responsibility. And when she finished, said, Joan, as you know, for the last 4 years, I've been emphasizing conscientiousness. You have just given a lecture on conscientiousness.
Yeah. And that is deliberately doing things, paying attention, being responsible for your own actions.
And of course, it has many benefits. In addition to being good for society and everybody around you, if you are conscientious, that means taking responsibility. You live longer and healthier and make more money throughout life than people who are not responsible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so simple. Common sense, the uncommon commodity.
Right. It's not common anymore. And, you know, I remember the term common sense being used a lot in the 1950s and the 1960s. And I also remember it being used less and less often after that. Have you noticed that, Dr. Shealy? We don't talk about common sense. Well, what we do is we talk about the lack of it.
Exactly. I would say, as a nation, we have become uncommonly senseless.
Mm-hmm.
And it affects everything. And it comes down from the government, it comes down from Wall Street, it comes down from big business. And so until some catastrophe is so huge that people can't easily, if ever, recover from it, it's not going to change.
One of the pet peeves I have, and I just can't get away from this, it bothers me so much, is the cell phone. It really does. It's taking over our lives, and it's hampering our interpersonal communications. It's hampering what we do with our families. It's actually a great device to destroy the family. I really think it is, because we are now checking our cell phones for up to the minute. What are you doing? I don't know. What are you doing? I don't know. What are you doing? Hey, look at this picture of me. Here I am upside down. Here I am sideways. Hey, look at me. Look at me. It's so much nonsense. Well, this pet peeve of mine has really bothered me to the point where I've said to the meetup group, I don't have rules here. We don't take attendance. You don't pay dues. But I just want to let you know, if you're going to have cell phones in here, I'm not coming. So I'll tell you what happened during Monday's meetup. I was stunned, absolutely stunned at this. And it relates to cell phones. Dr. Norman Shealy's with us, normshealy.com. And I've got some real medical questions coming up in a few minutes. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at patriotnecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of slingbow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Did you know that select musical tones have the power to heal? By listening to 7 amazing songs that contain these tones, you can experience the power of music therapy.
I used to work in a pretty stressful atmosphere, but I started using the whole tones in the office, and I'm experiencing more focus, motivation, peace, and better relationships.
WholeTones99.com is a unique music therapy program featuring 7 secret ancient healing frequencies uncovered in the music of King David. Now you too can unlock the healing secrets of the Bible, as we are offering a free sample of this music so that you can discover their power to heal, relieve stress, and break negative cycles.
I use the tone to calm my 5, 3, and 2-year-olds to stop the fighting, and it works.
Now you can experience the healing music therapy in the comfort of your own home or office. Visit WholeTones99.com and get a free song. Visit WHOLETones99.com today for your free song. That's WholeTones99.com. WholeTones99.com.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor, period. With packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Come and take it.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish, fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Class, Dr. Norman Shealy's with us, and we're talking about distractions. We're talking about devices that are destroying our families and causing people to have lack of attention and accidents and crashes and so forth. And so one pet peeve of mine is the cell phone, and I do not use a cell phone. And, people say, what's your cell number? I go, I don't have one. It's almost like I've committed a crime. I don't have one. And so I was talking with the meetup group on Monday, and I said, look, let's add this up. It takes an hour to get here, an hour to get home, 4 hours here, 2 hours to prepare. That's how many hours? 8 hours. I said, well, that's how much time I spend doing these meetups, and I am overwhelmed here at the farm. I just can't get all my farming done, and I just have to spend more time at the farm, so I'm going to take a month off. I said, here's what we can do. We can stop the meetups right now. We've been doing them for over 5 years. Well, we can stop, and this can be our last one. Or we can have them once a month, or you can continue having them as we have once a week. But I won't be here for a month, and in about a month, I'll see if I can, come back. What would you like to do? And they said, well, let's keep doing it once a week. And I said, okay, so you guys, there's plenty of talent here. You guys can figure out what to do. And I'll see if I can come back in a month. And they said, that's good. So they didn't want me to leave. And then one of them said, does this have anything to do with cell phones? I said, yeah, it does. And by the way, in a month, if I can make it back here and there's cell phones, I'm leaving. And I'm really taking this very, very strong stand. And here's why. So we say things at the meetups and that, we don't want them to be streamed to the world. We don't want to have our video taken. We want to have some privacy like we used to have maybe 20 years ago. We want that. And I'm saying that I'm taking an absolute firm stand, non-negotiable. I will not go to the meetups where there are cell phones. I won't do it. And so when I started the meetup, I said, I was doing my opening monologue, and I said, are any cell phones in here? And yeah. So there were some cell phones. Now they've known, it's like 6 weeks of this, okay? They know that I'm serious about it. So the person with the cell phone brings it to the car. I go a little longer and I go, are there any cell phones in here? Another person goes, yeah, I've got one. I'm like, what? And then I do it a third time, like, an hour later. Yeah. So even though I'm saying no cell phones, okay, I won't be saying things that I might say if there are cell phones. They're still in there. So I have absolutely 100%, I've lost my confidence that we can remember to leave our cell phones in the car. I have no confidence that we can remember that. Now, these are people who are preparedness-minded. These are people who are survival-minded. And we can't remember to leave our cell phones in the car for a meeting. Now, I've been criticized, like Vinny, one of our instructors. I love this man. He said, Vinny, look, it's such a little thing to ask. It's a little thing to ask, so to allow the cell phones. Yes, it is a little thing. It's also a little thing to ask not to have the cell phones in there. And I understand that people have, family members who might call them. They actually might call them. And it could be a life or death call that they need to answer. Well, if that's the case, then don't come to the meetup. It's only a meetup. It's not life or death at the meetup. So don't come.
Well, I agree, Vince. Of course, you have a right. I mean, you started this thing.
Yeah.
And it has been attracting and attractive to a number of people. But you could set the rules. and it's their responsibility to follow the rules. It's not common sense; it's a rule.
Well, so I'm trying to lead by example that you can get away with not having a cell phone for a while. You really can. Dr. Shealy, when we come back, oxytocin and disease. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about diabetes and oxytocin. Let's talk about antidepressant drugs, breastfeeding, and what a mother eats going into the breast milk. Let's talk about those things. NormShealy.com. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day, and the home security industry wants you to believe that's your only option. They've got hordes of salesmen out there trying to scare you into signing one of their long-term contracts. You get stuck writing huge checks month after month with no way out. It's robbery by contract, and it can cost you thousands. But there's a better way to protect your home. Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe has no contracts. None. You'll get award-winning 24/7 protection. Security professionals watching over your home, ready to instantly send police to the rescue for just $14.99 per month. That's less than half what most companies charge. Protect your home the smart way. Visit simplysafedefense.com today for an exclusive 10% offer and get a free keychain remote worth $25. Only when you go to simplysafedefense.com. simplysafedefense.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked, blissed. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com with Dr. Norman Shealy. Dr. Shealy, we've got Tim in West Virginia on with us. Tim, welcome.
How are you doing, Vin and Doc Shealy?
I'm great.
Tim,
how about you?
I want to know,
Tim,
Vin, are you laughing? Are you laughing because you just blissed your between your forefinger and your thumb, or are you laughing because the crazy West Virginian called?
Actually, it's both, Tim. I'll tell you, I saw on the call screen during the break, I saw Tim, West Virginia. I thought, that's so cool. I love it when Tim calls in. Really.
Well, thank you. And I hate to admit that I'm joining late today. I've been out in the yard doing a few chores, so I don't know the topic or the subjects that's been touched on today, but I was kind of calling Doc Shealy because I've got a personal affliction. I thought he might have some holistic or some advice on. I don't get any problems very often, but I've got one now.
Okay, speak up.
Yes, Doc Shealy, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, this happened overnight. I had no indication it was coming on, but I woke up and both of my thumbs wouldn't work. My left thumb was extremely sore, and my right thumb actually had a click in it. And I've researched and found out I probably almost 100% have trigger finger. And it is really painful when that click happens, and I found out that most of the time the prescribed procedure is 1 or 2 shots of cortisone directly into the joint, and if that doesn't accomplish satisfaction, they say you have to have a minor outpatient surgery to snip a tendon. So I did a lot of research on it, but I don't really want to go to the doctor for money reasons, and I just don't like going to doctors, so I've been putting a 1% hydrocortisone cream on it and getting some relief, but I was wondering if you had any suggestions holistically. I take magnesium lotion. I've got Air Bliss. I do a very good vitamin taker, but anything that you could recommend?
Yeah, the only other thing that I could recommend is castor oil, not orally, but on your finger. I would, well, it needs to be massaged into the finger, and I would sort of do it twice a day.
Okay, does that conflict with the hydrocortisone? Should I?
Oh, no, not at all.
It? No. Okay, and right at that joint, it's in my thumb. It's my joint above my thumbnail that does the click, and I think that trigger finger is a misnomer because I'll tell you what. When that thing flips, it's more like the hammer on a gun, not like the trigger on a gun. It hurts.
I understand. There's just no question that it is a painful disorder. I would definitely consider massaging it thoroughly for 5 or 10 minutes with castor oil.
Right into that afflicted joint and maybe the one up above it?
Yeah, that sort of the whole tip of the thumb, yeah.
Right, because I understand it's an inflammation of the sheathing of the nerve, and it causes that pulley to do this stupid, drastic thing, but I've never had it before. My mother said my grandmother Curtis had it. She passed away at 96, and she used to take 2 popsicle sticks and adhesive tape and completely disable hers, and it remedied her, but it took 1 to 2 weeks, and I just had too much on my plate.
Is there any pain other than when it clicks?
No, I just don't want to make it click. The left one had pain and never got the click in it.
Theoretically, according to the literature, there is some irritation or inflammation in the joint.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a place where taking something like Zyflamen is a wonderful mixture of herbs, Zyflamend, that are anti-inflammatory.
Zyflamen, okay.
You can buy it at health food stores.
And I even put magnesium lotion on it the first week, but I didn't get much relief because I knew your magnesium lotion is somewhat of an anti-inflammatory too, but then I found out about the cortisone shots, and of course your over-the-counter cortisone creams are only 1%, and it's not going to give that type of relief that a shot right straight in the joint would. I'm sure it's going to take a longer time.
Well,
do you know what precipitates it? Is it something that I can't figure a change in my life that would precipitate it?
I would just concentrate on Zyflamen, castor oil massage, and the hydrocortisone cream.
Okay. Well, I sure wanted your advice because I take you very seriously, and I just love listening to you. You and Vin both. So, sorry I don't call more often. Usually it's on the subject, but I don't even know the subject today. Sorry, Vin.
Well,
it's fine with me. Any subject is okay. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, Tim, are you still there?
Yeah.
I had a question for Dr. Shealy. Dr. Shealy, can apple cider vinegar with mother be used as an anti-inflammatory agent?
There is some evidence for that, Vince. It's certainly safe and okay. It's just that I don't know. I haven't seen the scientific evidence, but it wouldn't hurt to try.
You know, Vin, you brought that up, and it reminded me of something. I listened to your show a couple weeks ago on the diatomaceous earth study, and I got some food-grade diatomaceous earth, and and started taking it, there's no way this would be a Herxheimer reaction to my system cleaning out toxins because I went on the diatomaceous earth, I would hope. But I mean, sometimes you have to suffer through Herxheimer to get better. So,
yes, no question about it.
So that could possibly be because I'm cleaning toxins. That may be why that was precipitated this. And it came on immediately. The day before, my thumbs were fine. I woke up the next morning and they were like wiped out.
Well, yeah. Pain hurts.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it could possibly be a Herxheimer because I'm not quitting the diatomaceous. I'm noticing a difference. I agree with everyone that was in the study.
If you've been on it any length of time, it's not going to be causing a Herxheimer's at this point.
About 1 week. Half a tablespoon twice a day, and I'm going to start upping it.
Well, now, there is a place where I would go slower.
Slower, stay at the half tablespoon twice a day and not increase it.
I start off with half a teaspoon twice a day.
I misspoke. I meant teaspoon. I misspoke.
Okay.
I'm half a teaspoon morning, half a teaspoon at night. Yeah, big difference.
Okay, a teaspoon twice a day is okay.
Okay.
Dr. Shealy, I got a call from Aaron Dakins last night. And Aaron Dakins is a broadcaster right here on Genesis Communications Network. And she and I also do a broadcast on Friday called The Bunker Files. And we just do 2 hours. And she called me and she said she would love to chat with you about DE because she's the one that mentioned it to me. And I said, yeah, well, I'm gonna try it. And I'd love to get Dr. Shealy's opinion. And she would love to chat with you about the study. Would it be, may I email you her number?
Of course.
Okay, there you go. So, Tim, a lot of us have taken the DE under Dr. Shealy's study. And Dr. Shealy, could you just give a recap for those who are new about your study with food grade, and it's only food grade, diatomaceous earth?
Well, yeah, we had a good number of people at the meetup do it, and it was well over a month and a half when we got feedback from them. And every single person felt benefit from it. Not everybody had the increased energy that Vince reported, but they reported other benefits, especially with the digestion and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And there's just no question that diatomaceous earth is indeed good for the intestines and digestion, and therefore for the body as a whole.
Mm-hmm. And one of our meetup group would take two tablespoons twice a day. Now, we're not recommending that, but he said he would not stop taking it, and he's in his 70s. And he just loves it. He thinks it's the greatest. He really does. So he was, very strongly pro diatomaceous earth food grade, and the place to get it is earthworkshealth.com. Earthworkshealth.com, and they've been on the air with us. So that's the brand that we use here at the farm. So Tim, I think the DE is good. At least it is for me, and all the people whom I've heard at the meetup share their results with Dr. Shealy because he did the study at the meetup, and then we had a meeting with those who were taking it, and I reminded them to continue taking it during the study period, and then when Dr. Shealy came back and we had our meetup, and they reported their results to him, and it was unanimous. I mean, everybody had positive.
Yeah, my anecdotal quote is only for about, I said a week. It might be 8, 9, 10 days, but I'm very satisfied with it. And honestly, not to sound like a screaming billboard for you guys, but I use magnesium lotion. I use vitamin D, the 50,000 units every Thursday. And, take my multivitamin, and I'm pretty heavy on vitamin C, especially if I feel colds or stuff coming on. I mean, I've never had a recommendation from you guys that I was disappointed with. I have to say that.
Tim, let me share something with you that for Christmas, I have a problem with being induced to give people Christmas presents, but because of a specific day of the year, I think they should get it when, if you can help somebody, help them when they need help, rather than say, I'd love to help you, but, you're going to have to wear holy socks until Christmas because that's when you got it. But what we do with our family is our family will receive a package of Dr. Shealy's magnesium lotion. They'll get his Bliss. They'll get vitamin C. Those Kyani Nitro Extreme. That's what we do. That's what we do. Rather than nobody gets a gift card. Nobody, because we want to make sure that we help directly, and that's what we do with our family. So it's just a thought.
Yeah,
Tim,
I had
hey, thanks so much.
If I may stay through the break, I had one other thought. Thank you.
Sure. Tim in West Virginia, and if you'd like to call us, you certainly may. 866-582-9933. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I'm the president of the largest private news and research network in the world. And I paid for this airtime because I have an important message to the American people. There's a change coming that the government isn't telling you about. This change has deep implications for life in America, from where you shop to the doctors you visit and the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. Thing is, I was right then too. A few years ago, I warned that housing prices would collapse. They did. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash. They did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all.
You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Most of us already know that taking a fish oil supplement to boost omega-3s is a good idea. But did you know that about 60% of Americans are actually deficient in omega-3s? Did you know that most fish oil products contain only about 25% omega-3s and the remaining 75% is undesirable fish fat? Heck, did you know that more than 90% of fish oil supplements sold in the USA are not even made here? If you want to boost your omega-3s using the finest American-made fish oil, check out Nutrigold fish oil supplements on www.fishoil.best. Nutrigold fish oils are independently 5-star certified and guaranteed to be exceptionally pure. That means no more fish burps. Best of all, just one Nutrigold fish oil capsule contains more omega-3s than 4 standard fish oil capsules. Go to www.fishoil.best or call 888-920-1497 and use promo code BESTFISHOIL to get a free 1-month supply. That's www.fishoil.best or call 888-920-1497.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Class, Dr. Norman Shealy is with us. Dr. Norman Shealy, medical doctor. And if you would like to go to his website, normshealy.com, NORMSHEALY.com. Every Wednesday right here at usaprepares.com, Norm Shealy. Tim, in West Virginia, you have an additional question?
Yeah, no, it was just an additional thought when you mentioned the holy socks and that little thing you went on there. That was cute. Anyway, my mother is 79 going on 80, and she had a problem with anemia. She's a borderline diabetic, barely needs to take a half a pill to keep it under control, and I actually changed her diet so much that I can't convince her, but she could go off the pill, but that's another story. Anyway, she had anemia, and when they pulled blood, her doctor told her that she was severely deficient in vitamin D. And that doctor, whom my mother thinks is God, she thinks all doctors are God, and many people of her generation do. They're respectful and they look up to them. But he prescribed her D2, which we all know is a synthetic form of D, and there is even some recent indications that not only might it not be helpful to you, it may actually be harmful. Well, I went through a real rigmarole with my mom convincing her that D2 wasn't good for her, but she said, I'm going to take the rest of this because he said so. So I coalesced to that and let her take the D2, and he did another blood pull a few weeks later after that prescription had been taken, and her D2 didn't budge.
Of course
Well,
not.
at that time, I put her on my 50,000 units, one per week, and on her next blood pull, he was fascinated, amazed, but she wouldn't tell him that her son changed her medicine. So anyway, the moral of this story is, folks, Dr. Shealy and Vin are a great resource for education and to head you in the right direction to make informed decisions as a consumer, especially in the health industry. So don't be afraid of that. And since then, I've dropped Mom back to every other week because she's under 145 pounds, and Dr. Shealy said that would be fine at that lower weight. But isn't that fascinating that D2, which may be harmful, it's a synthetic, it's not natural like the D3, and so much a better result just that one blood pull later. And he was shocked. He's like, oh boy, my D2 worked a miracle. Well, no, buddy, it didn't. The D3 did. My mom just won't tell you.
Yeah, her doctor is stupid.
He is. He's an idiot. I won't take any more time. I just thought you reminded me of that little life lesson, and I thought it would be a good one to share with others.
Tim, thanks so much. I really appreciate your call. It's always great to hear from Tim in West Virginia. Mike in Tennessee, Mike Parsons. Hey, Mike, I'm looking forward to you coming out to the farm whenever you can.
I appreciate that. Gentlemen, good morning. And one thing I wanted to mention to the listeners and the people that go to the meetups, I sent you a link to some information a couple of days ago regarding the Stingray technology that the City of Memphis Police Department has acquired. And these departments are acquiring this, what used to be government, FBI, NSA only technology is now less than $100,000 for the entire setup. And literally what fits in the size of a briefcase, they can get within a mile of your location, and they can pick up and record every cell phone message coming, going, and they don't really talk about this technology and all the other things that it can do that's real neat, like activate your cell phone to a listening device so that they can listen to you with your cell phone turned off. So this is the same technology that the NSA has had for a long time, the FBI and other covert operations, now available at your local handy-dandy sheriff's department, who are trying to, make their budget up by doing things like stealing your guns and putting innocent people in prison. And for those people that don't know this, which is most people that associate with you are honest people, so they do things that honest people do. They don't think like crooks. realize the Republican Party's got all these people out there debating right now, so you can find out what they're all about. You never see a Democrat Party debate. They just pick their hierarchy within their own ranks. The public never sees what goes on. It's kind of like making, sausage. It might taste good, but you don't want to know how it's made. Well, the reality is that there are people out there that, and this is where I want to tie in Dr. Shealy's knowledge, people extort. I'm the opposite. I don't extort. When a person or group tries to extort me, I dig in. I don't extort. And that's what blows their mind. That's why I was railroaded, because I would not play their game. But the only way they get so many people into jail is they'll get that one young guy who's 20-something, he's got a wife and kid, and say, okay, look, we got you with this. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to let you go if you
Mike, hold that thought.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah. Ah. When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with a medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com, the new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Hey neighbor, what are you doing digging? You had a heart attack last year.
Oh, I know. I was told no more hard labor.
Then why are you digging?
Well, I've been taking Extendovite. It's been approved to help my heart.
Extendovite? Is that a new drug?
No, not a drug. It's more like an herbal combination made from garlic and cayenne.
Herbal? How can that help?
Well, actually, we've taken herbs for thousands of years. Extendovite is doing the job for me.
Does your doctor know about Extendovite?
Yeah, my doctor knows, and he said it seems to be working for you, so don't stop taking it. I feel great taking Extendovite. I don't want to stop.
To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water's vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's ALKAvision.com.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day, and the home security industry wants you to believe that's your only option. They've got hordes of salesmen out there trying to scare you into signing one of their long-term contracts. You get stuck writing huge checks month after month with no way out. It's robbery by contract, and it can cost you thousands. But there's a better way to protect your home. Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe has no contracts. None. You'll get award-winning 24/7 protection, security professionals watching over your home, ready to instantly send police to the rescue for just $14.99 per month. That's less than half what most companies charge. Protect your home the smart way. Visit simplysafedefense.com today for an exclusive 10% offer and get a free keychain remote worth $25. Only when you go to simplysafedefense.com. simplysafedefense.com.
There's a post on the internet, and there's a an image of Justin Bieber. He's wearing nothing but his whitey tighties, and I'll tell you what, first thing that came to my mind was the Incredible Shrinking Man. Joey in Michigan, you're on with Dr. Norm Shealy and me. Welcome.
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm doing real well. I'd just like to call and say thank you guys for everything that you do. Your information on issues, large or small, has just helped tremendously in more areas than I could ever cover.
Well, I'm flattered. Do you have anything that you've implemented that we've talked about that you'd like to share with us?
We're working our way towards getting rid of our cell phones. I can't say I'm there yet with you, but we're trying. We do treat it as a weapon. You know, we try and keep it away from us and, you know, do all the things that you would, you know, try and do to keep them from spying on you and realize that it's radiating you, you know?
Yeah, and you know, at the meetup I mentioned to the group, I said, you know, here's a device that you're paying for, at least $40 a month, and can be turned on, and every sigh, every breath, every word can be recorded, you know, and stored forever. And imagine this as a weapon against you. Let's say two people are at home, and let's say they're husband and wife, and they have some children, and they're discussing finances, and or they're discussing immunizations, or they're discussing something, and you know, voices get a little loud, like, I can't believe you don't understand. This is, you know, this is serious. And then, you know, one voice escalates in amplitude, and then the other, and then the children hear it, and then the cell phone's being monitored, and now it's like, wow, this is a domestic problem here, and the police show up, and now both husband and wife, or man and woman, or mother and father, are now arrested, and now they're felons, and they can't own weapons anymore. Imagine that.
I find it interesting that you use that scenario. I happen to be one of these individuals that when I speak, I tend to get loud. And I was just at a meeting last night in our local town here about them dumping poison into our lake and how I think it's a terrible idea. And every time I choose to speak, they, you know, pick that little hammer up and they start banging on the gavel like it's the hammer time. You know, and it's just to try and shut me down because I'm loud and I'm passionate and, you know, I care. Maybe I'm, you know, not coming through the way you like, but I'm speaking the truth and I'm telling them, you know, what they don't like to hear.
Yeah. I applaud you, Joey, for doing that. We need more of us speaking up and saying no and ringing the alarm. And the thing that they don't like, the other team, and there's plenty on the other team, the thing that they don't like is being exposed. So if you can, you know, name the names and build a website and their name and their picture and, you know, put the truth on there, they hate it. They absolutely hate it. And they run for cover. Hey, Joey, thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see.
Ben,
yes.
I want to let you know that not only is diabetes mellitus associated with low oxytocin, but so is a heart attack, cancer, depression, anxiety, autism, ADHD, addiction, schizophrenia, and hypertension. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, not too bad.
So So, Dr. Shealy, the plan is to stay happy. The plan is, if you're thinking about having children, make sure that you are eating properly, like a year in advance of conception at least, right? Making sure that...
Absolutely. Don't have a child unless you plan and want it. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that eating properly and having a happy family is really important. John in Austin, Texas, you're on with Dr. Norman Shealy. Welcome. John, you're on the air.
John, are y'all there?
Hey, John. That's what I say when I first start the broadcast. I say, I'm here. I'll tell you what, John, I'm going to put you on hold. And Mike Parsons has reconnected with us. Mike, please continue.
Well, all I just wanted to emphasize is that, unfortunately, a lot of people will allow themselves to be put in a situation where they can be extorted. And what the government is doing is they'll get one person who's accused of something, and they'll say, well, we'll let you go if you'll give us 3 other people. And so they'll get them to basically set up 3 other people that they know, and then they've got 3 people they can falsely charge. And amongst those 3, that's how they feed the beast, and that's what's going on across the country. And so at these meetups, you don't want to put yourself or anybody else in a situation where they can be extorted into being forced into, falsely testify or set up their friends. And you never know what's going to happen at a meetup where people are talking about stuff, and so you don't want to put yourself or anybody else in that predicament.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's why I've said to the meetup group, look, I don't want to have any rules. If you want to have cell phones, that's fine. I'm just not coming. And literally, if there are cell phones, the next time I show up, I'll say, well, I was hoping to stay here, but I can't, and I'll leave. I will leave on the spot. I'm an odd guy when it comes to things like this. I can say no. I literally can, and I do.
And at the end of the day, Vincent, you're not only responsible for you, but your entire family. And if you're put in a position where you can be set up, and they would love to set you up, just as they set me up. To shut me up, they had to set me up. And to the degree that they had a guy attack and shoot at us without provocation, and I didn't shoot back, but I went to prison for 7 years, folks. This is real. It's happening every day across this country. The cops aren't going to tell you their techniques. Vincent is telling you what needs to be done to protect not only him, but every one of you. And it's
Mike,
just a matter of modifying your behavior to understand that. And I wish Dr. Shealy would comment about if there's a psychological thing that goes on which allows people to basically sell out their moral values and their friends to not go to prison. I mean, people have their weaknesses, and sadly enough, those people that aren't very deep in their moral foundation.
Interestingly, it is lack of oxytocin. Oxytocin is known as the moral hormone. In other words, people who are deficient in oxytocin not only have all of the major physical diseases, but also all of the significant emotional, mental disorders. Addiction, schizophrenia, and immoral behavior. All of these are associated with low levels of oxytocin.
That makes sense because most of the people that I've seen associated with these types of things are people that are literally nutrient deficient or deficient in the chemistry that they need to be healthy.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's all part of the whole. And it all started at conception and during their incubation, if you will, in the first 7 years of life.
Dr. Shealy, I remember hearing when I was much younger, maybe even early teen years, that a person's personality is set by the time he or she is 7. Is that what you're talking about? Those kinds
Absolutely.
of things as well?
No question about it. unequivocal.
You've heard of the term formative years. They talk about where children are basically set, their personality, their person, who they are. My cousin and I talked about it one time, and we had an idea that there's a formative moment. And I've got a sister who is older than me, and she was around an aunt of mine for maybe a day or two, but she is the epitome of my aunt. Her personality is my aunt. And she'd only been around her for literally 1 or 2 days as a young child, and that's what she imprinted with. And that's who she is, my aunt, for all practical purposes. Of course, there might be something else genetically passed on, but if it's just an imprinting thing, such as ducks, when we raise ducks, they come out of the egg and they see us and we become mom, I think that's part of it.
I'm with you.
Fascinating, Mike. Mike, I'm looking forward to seeing you. Just give me a call. And do you have to make any special arrangements to come out of the state?
No.
Okay, so if you don't have a cell phone, they can't track you, huh?
No. Well, other than the eye in the sky.
Yeah, other than that. Okay, very good. And Mike, you've got a very valid point. And I said to the meetup group on Monday, I said, look, this cell phone thing, it's not just for me. It's for all of you here. This is a security risk. It's for everybody. And it's the electromagnetic bombarding of all those who would be in this room with all of these cell phones. You know, we could have up to, well, depending on the meetup, up to 100 cell phones in one room, which is insanity. I'm just not willing to be part of it. Now, I said to the group, look, it's not just for my safety, it's for your safety. Somebody might say something and we might get some help from outside. We don't want their help. We don't want these guys showing up.
Your audience,
it would be a bad. Do you know how bad it would be? Do you know how many guns are at Jimmy's Egg? I mean, just on our team. It wouldn't. It could be a really bad situation. I don't want that to happen.
Your audience is made up of honest people, Vincent, and they don't think like a crook. The only way that you will learn to think like a crook is to talk to crooks and find out how they think, and then you'll have the mindset of the police. The police, one time the sheriff of Shelby County made the statement, he was always fascinated by the mind of the criminal mind, and he's fixated on that to the degree that he has become the criminal mind, and that's how he ran his operation until he left. As a criminal, he would utilize the same techniques in order to take down we the people.
It's outrageous. Mike, thanks so much for calling in. John in Austin, Texas, you're up next with Dr. Norman Shealy when we come back right after these few short commercial announcements. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at PatriotNecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Many experts are predicting that food prices will surge this year due to the severe drought in California. 30dayfoodsupply.com has pre-purchased a large supply of ingredients so we can continue to sell our 30-day food supply for only $99, and there's no limit to the number of boxes you can purchase. Our vegetarian meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and they're packed with oxygen absorbers in Mylar bags. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from the producers in Oregon and then pass the savings on to you. Call 800-700-2184. And remember, only $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. Visit the website 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 800-700-2184. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com at 800-700-2184. 800-700-2184 for 30dayfoodsupply.com.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor, period. With packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATIarmor.com. Come and take it.
Class, quick update. You know, there's a preparedness expo in Kansas City, Missouri. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. And it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. Dr. Richard Allen Miller will be speaking on Friday along with Matt Stein. There's a day-long workshop. It's going to be about surviving the most likely scenarios and critical decision makings. So there'll be Rick Miller and Matt Stein will be talking about game-changing events, survival strategy, preparedness trips, EMPs, solar storms, the fact, the fiction, how you can prepare, how you can survive. Rick's going to be talking about how to think like a Navy SEAL. He's going to talk about the 4 worlds of defense and can you live off the grid for 30 days. So how to build your ultimate 72-hour survival kit, bug out, bag. It will be fabulous. I'm going to be, 3 of us are going to be rooming together. Rick Miller, Matt Stein, and I are all going to be camping out together at the event and at the hotel. And we're going to have a dinner. If you want to come join us, it'll be Dutch treat. It'll be just a fascinating time. And I'll be speaking on Saturday and Sunday about government lies and the link to population elimination. That would be your elimination. I'm also going to be speaking about preparing what to buy, why buy it, what not to buy, and how to buy it with tax deductions. So that is October 2, 3, and 4. Tickets are on the website, or not my website, but there's a link to buying tickets on the website, usaprepares.com. So if you'd like to be with us, we'd love to see you. Not this weekend, but the next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, October 3rd and 4th, Kansas City. And Dr. Shealy, we've got, let's see, we have John in Texas. John, welcome. John, you there? Going once. John, are you there? John, our engineer, do we have John in Texas? He's faded up. We should be able to hear John. John, you there? Well,
yes.
It's going to be really tough to take his question. So, Dr. Shealy, I have a comment that something that really is of concern to me, and that is our seniors taking these pharmaceutical drugs that they've been prescribed by their doctors. And I have a feeling that many of them are not taking them in the quantities and at the frequencies that they've been prescribed. Not that I'm for all these drugs. I guess some of them have their place. But I do know of two 80-year-olds who visited our farm, spent a couple days with us, and what we found out was they were double dosing themselves inadvertently. They didn't get the information right, and they were taking twice the quantity. One of them was a diabetes prescription, and another one was a high blood pressure medicine. And so we asked the questions: what are all these drugs? And so after a couple days, we were able to figure out that, you know what, they're double dosing themselves inadvertently. Dr. Shealy, what do we do about this? I think that's serious.
Well, I suspect it's common. And, of course, in 90% of the time, they don't need the drugs anyway. I'm just amazed at the polypharmacy that goes on. There are very few drugs that I would even consider taking. There are in acute illnesses, no question, there are times where drugs are necessary. In chronic illness, I would say 85 or 90% of the time, you're far better off choosing almost any alternative.
Dr. Shealy, I know, I've heard a medical doctor say at a hospital, okay, we took the patient off all those meds. I'm talking about a senior citizen. They took the patient off all the meds, all of them. It's like, yeah, you got to have them until you get to the hospital. Now we're going to take you off all of them.
That's so they can try to find out how much is the drug and how much is real.
Yeah, right. I'm not saying that I disagree. I'm just saying that happens. And so maybe there are times when we need to ask our doctors, you know, what is this for? Why are we taking it? Do we need it? Let's start this. Let's start the doctor's visit with, okay, here's what you have me take. Here are all the medicines. Now, what can we eliminate? Dr. Shealy, very quickly, breast milk and what a mother eats. Is there a link?
You bet. Breast milk is the best food there is for a baby, and it's one of the things that helps the baby develop a normal oxytocin system.
There you go. So you need to eat right because you're delivering that formula to the babies. Dr. Shealy, thank you so much for being with us.
Hey, have a good one. Thanks, Vince.
By now you know that usaprepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.